I'm Samantha Jackson. I'm the Marketing and Business Development Manager at Babraham Research Campus. Babraham Research Campus is home to over 60 bioscience research and innovation companies. We have a range of small companies on site, from entrepreneurs with maybe 1 or 2 people right through to companies with maybe 200 employees. We also have an academic research institute on site, the Babraham Institute. We are a huge campus, 450 acres with about 2,000 people on site. So my current role here on campus is to facilitate the community and the collaboration that happens here. So it's all about enabling people to come together to exchange ideas, to share equipment, to share knowledge, facilities, and to be part of the amazing network that we have here. We're in a world now where we have blended working, so hybrid working, where people are at home, they might be here, they might be in the lab. So we have to think about ways that we can communicate to people in a very kind of agile and digital way, and that's a big part of my role. So we have about 25 buildings here on campus, and prior to installing the digital signage, it was essentially me going around with pieces of paper and putting them up on the notice boards, which was absolutely great for getting your steps in, but it would take me 2 to 3 hours a day and probably wasn't the most effective way of communicating. So we really wanted something that enabled us to have tailored messages depending on where the screens were located on the campus, be that in our communal laboratories or in our restaurant or perhaps in our reception area. And we needed a digital platform that was streamlined, efficient and an effective way of communicating to our tenants. We have so many things that we need to tell our tenants to enable them to be part of the community, be that things like planned maintenance, emergency alerts, through to events that are happening and social activities on campus. So the digital signage was one of those elements that enabled us to do that in a really effective way. So the discussion to have a digital signage solution was something that I brought to the business, having seen it being successful in other companies that I'd worked in. I felt it was something that would be an effective solution for the campus and would greatly enhance our communication. So it was kind of from my previous experience and previous roles that I was able to recommend this solution to our senior management team. So we knew that we needed a signage solution that enabled us to tailor the content according to where they were located in the buildings. So for example, we currently have an 85-inch screen in our restaurant which actually needed updating, which was one of the catalysts for looking into digital signage. And we also knew that we needed a centralised system as well. So one streamlined system that I could access from home or from my desk that could enable us to manage the content so that it was all on brand, and also a system that would enable us to push out, for example, emergency alerts or planned maintenance updates on a very sort of immediate basis if we needed to. So we spoke to a number of providers on the market, and when I got in touch with the company, John in particular was incredibly proactive and was full of ideas and very engaging and supported me through the process right from the start.
So when we first spoke with Sam, really we needed to identify what problem digital signage can actually solve for her and the campus. And a key part of that was understanding, of course, what's gone before in terms of their current comms, how that's delivered and the workflows that are involved with that. And then from there we can start to understand, obviously, how digital signage can actually improve that workflow and deliver that local comms at a global scale. Ultimately, we wanted to ask Sam and the team here at the campus, you know, who do they work with in terms of their audiovisual partners, and therefore from there, you know, make that introduction. And of course it transpired that 21st Century Audiovisual have got existing rapport and a relationship with the campus. And so, you know, I reached out directly to those guys to facilitate a meeting between all 3 parties so that we could deliver the best solution ultimately for Sam and the campus's needs. One thing we identified early on is that one of the key challenges here is improving communications between employees. There's 2,000 people on site. Yes, they do have access to email, but given the nature of the roles and responsibilities and the work that they do here, people are not communicating via email all the time. And so using digital signage gives, first of all, Sam the ability to deliver content, engaging content across multiple tenanted buildings that engages, of course, the workforce and the employees regardless of where they are on the campus at any one time.
So we had a list of must-haves for our digital signage solution. Top of the list was the ability to be able to tailor the content depending on the user experience and where they were located on the campus, and also a system that was easy for me to be able to access and for my team to be able to use. We also needed a system that enabled us to have energy saving on-off times to save energy because we are an eco-focused campus. So digital signage has had a huge impact on the communication on the campus. A lot of people previously used to say they didn't really know what was happening on campus, whereas now the screens where they display events that are coming up, social events that are coming, company news, people have a really good understanding of what's happening. So the feedback has been really, really great. And obviously you can't miss the screens because they are there as soon as you walk into the buildings. And we also encourage our campus companies to contribute content to the screens as well, which they've really enjoyed getting involved with. They love seeing their name up in lights. So yeah, it's been a really effective solution for us, and it definitely forms part of a suite of integrated digital communication activities that we now do. Final thoughts. The team are absolutely fantastic. They will come to you with proactive solutions. They're very creative in the solutions that they provide. As I say, they work hand in glove with the hardware provider, and it's such an easy system to use. There are so many options to be able to tailor your content, from global content that's available, be that weather, traffic reports, news, through to the localised content that you can easily upload yourself. So highly recommended.